My name is Caroline Cole, and I am the founder of Equilibrium Network, and I have the pleasure of chairing this event. And for those of you who can see me, you will know that this photo is incredibly old. And I apologize for that. It's not because I'm particularly worried about what I look like now. It's more that I'm very disorganized about getting a new photograph done. Before we start, I would like to acknowledge the support of the European Commission that has enabled this event to take place through its support for the DivAirCity project, of which EQN is a member. This wonderful project is funded through the EU Horizon 2020 programme, and we'll be hearing more about diversity later in today's programme. I would also like to thank SOM and EQ Lab for hosting us here in London and for providing the aforementioned wine. I would also like to thank the speakers, wonderful speakers that we have who are going to talk to us today. And without them, this event really would not have happened. But finally, none of this would have been at all possible without EQN's own Adele Austin, who has worked wonders to design and organise this gathering. So thank you to everyone. So what is Equilibrium Network all about, and why are we running this event? We are a multidisciplinary international network of influencers. We incorporate men and women with expertise and an enviable experience of creating our cities. Our aim is to enable women to have an equal influence in the design and delivery of the built environment. We welcome anyone who plays a role in creating the built environment, be they architects, engineers, landscape architects, contractors, surveyors, planners, policymakers, urbanists, environmentalists, and climate change professionals, as well as those who commission the design of the built environment in public and private sectors, NGOs, charities, academics, and industry-based institutes. What's missing from that list is also the lawyers, but we welcome them too. Anyone who supports our aims can say they're part of the network and can contribute to our activities. We are a growing movement. We are now over 1,200 strong, with members in 50 countries across the globe. We have spawned sister networks in Nigeria and Serbia, and we're in the process of setting up in Turkey, Sri Lanka, and Spain. So exciting times. To help us achieve our aim, we work with businesses that create the built environment to deliver enhanced diversity and inclusion with an emphasis on women. And I think it's important to remind everyone that we're not here to articulate problems, we're here to solve them, directly through sage, hands-on advice, or indirectly through support, knowledge sharing, and networking. We have 6 activities. We lead by example, demonstrating best practice in gender equality in the ways we work and the projects we create. We undertake research to inform our strategic planning and guide our actions. We run events like this to engage as wide an audience as possible, both men and women. We develop strategic advice with toolkits suggesting best practice and support for those who create our built environment. We influence and support change at the level of the individual through our day-to-day working practices, at the level of organisations by supporting other organisations as well as our own to promote women into leadership roles, and at the statutory level, helping to shape the working practices, procurement processes, and legislation in both the private and public sectors. And we share knowledge at every opportunity. Sorry, pressing too many buttons. This event and its hybrid setting, in person here in London and online across the globe, is another step in our evolution. There are two parts to the proceedings. We have 3 extraordinary speakers who are working to create inclusive cities. More about them later. After our 3 speakers and a Q&A session, we will hear about the toolkits and opportunities for knowledge sharing that have resulted from EQN's involvement in the DivAirCity project. For those of you who do not know it, DivAirCity is funded by the European Commission under the Horizon 2020 programme, and it has explored the benefits of an inclusive approach to mitigating the effects of air quality for those less well represented groups in our society, which sadly also includes women. The project has created pilot interventions in 5 European cities: Potsdam, Orvieto, Castellón, Bucharest and Aarhus, providing a wealth of experience and learning. And as we near the end of the DivAirCity project, we asked our consortium partners to reflect on what inclusion now means to them, how their understanding of it has evolved over the project, and whether embedding diversity in their work has enabled them to create truly inclusive interventions in their cities. And we've encapsulated this in a short video, which, as a scene setter for this event, I would now like to share with you.
Diversity has changed my understanding of everything.
There is a lot of different ways to face and to embrace diversity.
Inclusivity in the built environment is the only key for better cities and buildings.
Discovering a complex European project.
Heart. Healthy cities for all.
Nature-based solution.
Change, clean air for all.
It is life. It is making quality of life for these individuals. And I very much believe in the importance of making each life greater value and more enjoyable.
We are forgetting a lot of people, and we don't even see this in many, many towns. And I think it's not only about the designing, it's also about the work of using it and the rules behind that.
It's really a cornerstone to continue our legacy, to have a continent where everybody is willing to live in and be happy.
Perché quello che tu pensi che sia giusto e necessario, non sempre per la gente è giusto e necessario. Devi domandare e devi costruire insieme, altrimenti fai una cosa per te, non per tutti.
I'm very fanatic about the city I live, but it's a city by the sea. I love the sea.
It's a very diverse and culturally rich city, which keeps on amazing me all the time.
I very much see our city as an invitation, both to the citizens that live there, but also to visitors. I also see it as an invitation for the environment to take over some places of the city.
I feel like it's my city, and I like the pace of it and community I'm part of.
I can go by walk everywhere. I don't need a car.
Urbana.
Urban.
Rural.
Urban.
Mix. In the middle, both.
I remember touring in Aarhus with a pair who is in a wheelchair, and I remember suddenly realizing how difficult it is to move around in the city when you're disabled.
I have understood diversity groups in a much broader sense, inclusivity in a much broader sense, and I have developed a sense of urgency in how can we use technology to improve true inclusive. One of the things that we have learned through this journey is the importance of involving every single citizen in the decision-making process.
I can now embrace better people with different abilities, with diversities.
Gender fluidity.
Gender balance. Gender fluidity.
Gender balance.
Both.
For example, in Castellón,
after having the exploratory marches with people in wheelchairs, we changed the solutions towards being more accessible.
I think it's the project of my colleague about our transformation of the small river. We included high schoolers and middle schoolers into our kind of questionnaire on an online platform, and their answers kind of changed our approach to the small river.
When we designed the solutions in Aarhus, the fact that we had diverse citizen groups involved made quite a difference for the final interventions.
Too many, yes.
A lot, yes.
Maybe a little bit too much.
No, not too bad.
Opening the mindset to understand that my view is not the right view, that there's many different views.
I think that the way we think about sustainability and inclusivity are two pieces of the same puzzle. We need both to have a better world.
We've already been taking diversity into account in many aspects of the practice, but it will continue to be a part of our practice.